Hi everyone. Who doesn't love Plants vs. Zombies? But PopCap doesn't always do the series justice. Like, what have they been doing lately? Plants vs. Zombies match? What even is that? So when that happens, the fans need to take matters into their own hands. That's right, today we're talking about fan games. I decided to take a trip to GameJolt and see what PvZ games I could find. And there were quite a lot. So now let's see if they're any good. So one of the most well-known PvZ fan games is Plants vs. Zombies Dimensional Destruction. Now I'm not going to talk about this one too much because apparently they're working on a newer edition of the game, Dimensional Destruction Plus. But we can still play the beta of the original version. It's a solid PvZ experience, plays more or less the same as PvZ 1 and 2, but with some new additions. While not all that fleshed out yet, from the title we can assume that traveling to various different dimensions is going to be the main gimmick of the game. Right now we only have the front lawn and the graveyard. But there's lots of potential with that idea. Also some new plants, new zombies, new boss battles, even new level gimmicks. For example, this one, you're given a timer to complete the level. Some zombies will drop an item that will increase the timer, but others drop something that will speed it up. So you need to watch what you click. And you can also use one of the new plants, the Timeado, solid pun, to pause the timer. But yeah, I'll wrap up talking about this game for now, but maybe I'll revisit it in the future. Looks promising. Okay, game number 2, Plants vs. Zombies 3D. Do I need to explain this one? It's just PvZ made in Unreal Engine. The art style is decent, although there's not really any sound effects or anything. Let's just play. It already starts us off with all of our favorite plants like Cold Shooter, Hot Pepper, and Corn Shooter. Also, from what I can tell, it's only one level, and eventually there weren't even any more zombies spawning, so not much else to say. I mean, I like the idea, but this game definitely needs some more work, although it doesn't look like it's been updated for a while. Our next game is going to be World War Dave. Not exactly sure what Dave did to get in an international conflict like that. But anyways, this is a pretty standard PvZ game, but it has a few things that make it stand out. Number 1 is the animations. I really like them. They're so full of personality. And we do have some new plants as well. This may look like the jalapeno, but it's actually an habanero with its own attack. And then there's this devil trap, which attaches itself to zombies, slowing them down and damaging them. Pretty cool. Let's see what else there is. Oh, that's it? Yeah, so this is still a really early demo of the game. So sadly, we can't get very far. But I enjoyed what I played of it. I hope the developer keeps it up. So does anybody remember PvZ Adventures? It was a really weird game considering it was actually the second PvZ game to come out. Yeah, even before PvZ 2. The second ever PvZ game was some Farmville wannabe on Facebook. I mean, it was kind of fun. At least it was for me back in 2013. But unfortunately, they shut it down in late 2014. Well, this next game, PvZ Road Trip, is attempting to bring PvZ Adventures back. It's still super early in development, but it shows promise. The art style looks pretty much identical to what's in the original game. And what's unique about PvZ Adventures is that it plays like a traditional maze-based tower defense game, instead of having the lane system like in the main PvZ games. So right now we have one level to play. It works well enough. I'm looking forward to seeing how this progresses. PvZ Adventures wasn't perfect, but it didn't deserve its cruel fate. If this can bring it back, then I can't ask for much else. And now let's talk about PvZ Neighborhood Defense. A pretty simple little fan game. What makes it unique is the ramped up difficulty. For example, the basic zombie doesn't even appear in most levels. They just start off with sending the more powerful zombies. And if there's one thing this game can do well, it's make enemies that are not fun at all to fight. I mean, look at this, how is that fair? Well, it's not too hard to beat once you get a strategy going, at least these earlier levels. Like the last two, this game is still a demo, so it's pretty short. There is some cool stuff planned though, like a versus mode, so we'll just have to wait and see. Let's move on. So have you ever wanted to see Plants vs. Zombies mixed with Five Nights at Freddy's? What do you mean no? Okay, Nights with Peashooters is exactly what it sounds like. It's basically just the first FNAF game, but with a Plants vs. Zombies coat of paint. You got the Peashooter as Freddy, Sunflower as Bonnie, Walnut as Chica, and Potato Mine as Foxy. The only real difference, gameplay-wise, between this and FNAF is that in one of the cameras there's a sun shroom who produces sun. That's what he does after all. And you can click on the sun to get some extra power. It's an interesting idea, maybe makes things a little easy, but there is also the risk of going to this specific camera to get the sun, because then you don't have an eye on the animatronics. I mean the plants. Actually wait, what even are they? Well, whatever. It's kinda hard to make PvZ scary, although some people have tried, so this game doesn't really succeed as a horror game, but I mean, if you like FNAF clones, this could be something you're into. Next up, Project PvZ. This is another game that is still being worked on, but I thought it looked cool, so I gave it a try. And honestly, it is pretty fun. It's just your normal PvZ gameplay, but it has a unique 3D art style which I honestly quite like. It could use some more polish, sure, but like I said, it's still very early on in the development process. But there's some cool stuff for sure. It has an early PvZ2 style world map where you can use keys to unlock different paths. It even has a level editor. The only problem I have is that the pace is a bit too slow, even with fast forward on. But so far this game is turning out really good. I'll be sure to keep an eye on it in the future. Also, thank God the zombies don't know how to use sidewalks. Okay, I think I'm about ready to wrap this up. Let's just look at one more. Plants vs. Zombies EXE. People still make these EXE games? I thought people weren't scared of this anymore. Well, maybe this one is especially scary. It's in Russian? Okay, I'm terrified. Okay, but actually this game is, well, weird. I can't exactly understand the dialogue, so no idea what the story is about. But this game is composed of a bunch of different mini-games. We gotta keep the zombies from getting to the house, then avoid getting hit by the zombies, and then walk, I guess. Wait, Twitter? This game couldn't get any weirder. No, just kidding, it can. Because all of a sudden it turns into Undertale. What, you didn't expect that? And then it ends with a fucking nuclear bomb going off, so... happy ending, I guess? What an interesting little game. Well, those were some fun games. Not perfect, but most of them are still in development, plus, it's not like these are professional game designers. They're just people who have had fun with the Plants vs. Zombies series. They're not getting paid, but they devote the time and effort into it anyway. And I respect that. So if any of these games look interesting to you, go check them out. I have all of the Game Jolt links in the description. And let me know if there's some other fan games you'd like to see me talk about. But goodbye for now. I've been Extra. Have a glorious rest of your day.